So today we're talking about the move that nearly all the elite players and world's best players make in the downswing. We're talking wrist flexion. Wrist flexion for me is a huge part of the golf swing and a huge component that you should all be practicing, or if you achieve it naturally then great, but you should all be practicing to get closer to, if not overdo this move to make you play better golf and control that club face better in the golf swing. So one of the worst moves I see in the downswing is the club face getting too open. And when it gets open, what has to happen from there, you have to flick and flap at the golf ball to be able to control it. That causes issues with low point control, contact. If you do make good contact, invariably you're going to be cutting across the golf ball and hitting kind of pull, hooky left shots and slices if you don't quite get that club overtaken early enough. But it's really a weak position. When we look at most elite players, when we get down to kind of the last parallel and just before that with the arm parallel on the downswing, most of them we see this lead wrist going to what we call flexion. Now, what flexion is the rolling or arching of this wrist this way. We see this. Dustin Johnson's pretty famous for this, but I want you to think about your hand and the knuckles coming inside your forearm line. So as we start the downswing, trying to feel that you arch this wrist as much as you can. Now what you'll see as I do it, the club goes more behind me and the club face goes into a stronger position. Now the more we get the club face closed on the way down early, the more then we can turn, create shaft lean and square it up through those means. Now I'm showing a real exaggerated shape there. That's obviously too much shaft lean and too much kind of holding it off, handle dragging through the golf ball. But if I said to you, two golfers in 23 odd years coaching, I've probably taught that have too much of this move through the golf swing. The rest of the golfers I would teach wouldn't have this move enough. And I've taught a lot of good players, you know, European tour players, ladies particularly. I've taught a lot of elite amateur golfers, you know, 10 national champions, 30 county champions, so a lot of really elite players. It's not really all about them, it's really about, you don't see this move happen too much. So I don't want any of you to be fearful that you're going to do it too much. What I'd like you to do is feel that you would really practice this to the extremes. And then from there, almost try and hold on to it. Now that's the sweetest shot I've hit all day. It didn't go that far, but certainly felt I had huge control and I really pressurized that ball and got it out there with pretty ease. So trying to feel the club face shuts early and arch those wrists is the key move to play better golf and be more successful and hitting longer shots. Give it a go. So I hope you've enjoyed that tip on really, you know, the move that all the real elite players make. If you have, please click the like and share the video. Also, please post some questions down below or some comments or some feedback or tell me a bit about your game. I'd love to hear from you. Also like to thank you for tuning in today and joining me today. I hope you're staying safe wherever you are and I hope you're practicing your golf, even if it's indoors or outdoors or in the net or wherever you can get to do it, to make sure you hit the golf season hard when it comes around. See you again here soon.